As February 22nd draws closer and closer on the horizon, tension and animosity around Anthem grows. Its coming demo release for the press and VIP on the 25th through the 27th, and for the plebs on the 1st through the 3rd, draws my attention for the opposite reason Bioware and EA wanted to. Recent tweets from Mark Dara at Bioware are the fertilizer for my continuing concerns over Anthem. When asked what makes Anthem's demo different from the game, Mark replied with these 6 points. 1. We start you in the middle. 2. There will be no tutorials. 3. There'll be no pilot picker. 4. Balance is super different. 5. Economy is completely different. And 6. There'll be 6 weeks less of bug fixing. This tweet from Mark highlights the difference between the demo, aka bait, and the real game, aka Switch. Point 4 and 5 are soft pitch monetization talking points. For an online co-op game to have an economy that, in their own words, is completely different than the demo that they are showing us pre-launch should be greatly concerning. Why would the economy need to be completely different? Point number 1 of Mark's tweet shows that we are going to start somewhere in the middle of the story, so that VIPs and press and the plebes can have a pseudo-real experience of what game content will look like. I would think that this means they'll be updating things like where your javelin is currently at in progression, what weapons you start with, the content that you have access to, and skills. If they are able to do these things in the demo with your character creation and attributes, why are they simply not able to create an equivalency of currency in-game for the player in the demo that equals where the player is at in the story at the start of the demo? This is a blind. They do not want people to see what the real economy will look like, and they are placing this disclaimer out in front of the demo to obfuscate liability farther down the road after launch. I believe this has a direct correlation to the degree of grind they will have in the game. Number 2, balance is super different. What on earth could they mean? I've heard that this is referring to the difficulty of the game being dumbed down. There seems to be this growing movement inside the quote gaming journalist community end quote that games are too difficult, and that publishers and producers need to create gaming environments in which the journalists are not challenged too greatly, otherwise this could have a net negative effect on pre-launch game reviews. I believe that the balance that they are referring to cuts significantly deeper than the superficial padding of the crib for journos. I believe that the balance they're referring to is the amount of grind that it will actually take to level inside the game. The point of balance and economy are one and the same. This is incredibly important, as EA and Bioware have already confirmed there will be monetization of the game with an in-game cash shop at launch. While they have been very direct that this will be cosmetic only, this is completely inappropriate for a AAA title at full price, charging for cosmetic things at launch. They are openly admitting they have created content pre-launch to use at launch to sell to you on top of the $60 price tag. Oh, how I wish the cynical Brit Total Biscuit was still alive. Secondly, every time that we have heard this from any major publisher, that cash shops in-game will only be cosmetic, it always turns out to be untrue. This tends to be especially accurate when it comes to EA. Example, Star Wars 2 Battlefront. Everything you want, you can get in-game. That is a completely true statement in regards to Battlefront. You can get everything in-game, and items in the cash shop are completely cosmetic. The definition of cosmetic, I believe EA and I have different definitions of. While there will be no PvP at launch, Bioware has been very specific in saying at launch. They have not said we have no current plans, or PvP is in a state of development that may not be completed. In IGN's recent article regarding Anthem, published on the 22nd, monetization was very close to the bottom. In this, they discussed how cosmetic the cash shop will be. I thought that Javelin suits in Anthem had unique playstyle and specific strengths that made them unique. This sounds like something that is much more than cosmetic. If PvP were introduced under these specific cash shop parameters, which, let's be honest, FPS as a genre centers around PvP, the entire balance and competitive edge could revolve around whether or not you have the most recent OP Javelin from the cash shop. I'm going to leave it here because I could go on all day about Anthem. If this changes one person's mind, if this resends one pre-order, then I'll be happy with the work that I've done. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time.